Hi, everybody. It is DJ Yoakley once again in the car on the road, and it was the only time we could get this guy, and by golly, I had to have him. Joe Roth, one of my favorite players in the entire country, a multi-sport athlete, Austintown, Fitch, plays basketball right now, winding down, and we're cranking up the baseball season here, Joe. And can you believe it is your senior year, my man?
I cannot. I can't even wrap my head around it. It's crazy.
Well, you and I sat down when you were what, 13, 14 years old,
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania for the Pony League World Series, and
Yeah.
my goodness, it feels like it was yesterday. And here we are at your senior year. We're
It
doing your
does.
senior player profile, which I still owe you one for baseball season. But let's talk about the course of your career at Austintown Fitch. You came on the scene with big splash, man. You really came on the scene. You were a kid. It's funny because you're a kid that if you were just walking down the hallway, you wouldn't realize the tenacity that lives within the soul of Joe Roth. What is it about you that you are this mild mannered young man outside the lines, and then inside the lines you are a nightmare to your opposition?
So I mostly just like to work hard. That's been my big thing. In this classroom, I'm mostly just a quiet kid that just wants to focus on their schoolwork. But then when I get into the field or the court, that's where I start to focus on what I need to do. I'm one of the hardest workers that I can probably say. I love to have my nose in there. So I love to put my body on the line in basketball, try and get everything I can. And then in baseball, I just try and do what I can for my team. It doesn't matter if they think I'm the best player or anything. I just try and do what's better for my team.
What's amazing is you always find yourself in these crazy big moments in a ball game, whether you're on the floor for basketball or you're on the diamond, you're always in the midst of it, and it feels like it always comes down to good old JR. Talk
It,
to me about what it's like for you to know, almost without saying, that when that push comes to shove and that big moment happens in a game, you're going to be right in the mix of it.
I feel like um I feel like I'm always ready for that moment because I prepare myself. Like last night, had to knock down two free throws to seal the game for against Warren, and our coach said when he knocks down these two free throws, and that's what kind of gave me confidence too. And then I ended up knocking down both, and we won the game. So I feel like they find me to be more honest. So I'm ready for them, but because I prepare myself in the moment, so I feel like I'm always ready for that moment.
So you talk about that moment. I mean, what has gotten you ready over the years for that moment? Because it's not something that you can just be dipped into and you're ready for it. You have to be. It's almost trial by fire. And you've
Yeah,
played a lot of games over the years, whether it be baseball, whether it be basketball, or any other sport. Your dad has seemed to always give you kind of like, I don't want to say he's hard on you, but when you're dealing with a father and son, he's your coach, he's your dad. He puts it a little bit tighter shoestrings on you in those moments. Has that helped you over the years, kind of ease or slow the heartbeat a little bit?
I feel like my dad has done a great job with putting pressure on me because I feel like it's made me better as a player because I'm more calm during the games and I can handle myself due to those pressure moments. And I can't thank him enough for that because I feel like when those moments come to me, I'm more calm and just ready to have that moment.
I love that. I mean, I know how much your dad loves to win, how much he loves you and your sister, and wants to get you prepared. Because at the end of the day, Joe, you know as well as I do that life is full of those moments. Not just in sports. It happens in
Yeah.
life too, where it's a pressure cooker, and I think you're ready for it. One thing I know you're ready for is the University of Akron. You have signed on to play baseball and be a Zip. Talk to me about that whole process for you. I know that it was frustrating because of COVID. It changed the recruitment process for everybody. But for you, what's the story on how you were able to not only survive that rush, but thrive in it? And now you're looking forward to being a Zip here in about, I don't know, 6 months.
So they reached out to me last year around October when I was going down to Florida with my Team Ohio team. And I was super pumped that they reached out. And then it kind of took over a year span for them to kind of have me on campus, offer me and stuff because COVID shut down a lot. They weren't able to come see me. They weren't able to talk to me that much because of the dead periods. So we mostly kept in contact that whole time. And whenever I got on campus there, it felt like home. There was nowhere else I wanted to be. The coaches made it feel like home, and the players that were there were amazing.
What was it that made it feel like home? Was it just the kind of atmosphere? Was it the food? Was it the people? What was it for you?
It was the atmosphere for me. It was beautiful. The baseball field was amazing. It looked just like my high school, so it kind of felt like home there. And the coaches were just unbelievable. They made it feel like home too there.
And that's a young program. I mean, you think about it, it's only been around for a couple of years on the comeback. So, I mean, it's exciting for you to be a kind of a brick in the wall there of the foundation. What are you most excited about, from the graduation standpoint, being the senior, one of the go-to guys for Fitch this year, to being, learning all over again as a freshman and possibly having 5 more years of a baseball career just down the road in Akron?
I just can't wait to get there. It's a sad thing that I have to graduate from high school. I love the guys around me. I love my coaches and everybody, but I'm just super pumped, and I think I'm ready to go because I prepared myself for it. And I love the guys at Akron. They made it feel like home already. I keep in contact with a lot of them there, and I feel like it's just going to be a fun time. So I feel like that's going to help me through because it's going to be a great time with all the guys that are there.
I don't know how many people you're going to meet at Akron, but I know not a whole lot of them are going to be world champions like you were crowned over the summer. Talk to me about that experience down in Texas and, what you learned from it, what you're taking into this senior season.
That was a great experience with a bunch of great guys. I never thought I would ever go down to Laredo, Texas with a bunch of guys that I just met this year. Like my friend Jason Treveri, I never thought I would be friends with him because he goes to Borman. We were always rivals. And then I'm going to bring this into my senior year because I feel like it puts a crown on my head to see that you kind of stand above the rest, kind of, because I don't want to be cocky or anything, but like I feel like it's going to help me have more confidence on the mound because I kind of have a mindset that I'm better than everybody that I face in the box. And that's what I've been living off of because I feel like I could strike out anybody that steps in the box.
What intricacies, easy for me to say, did you learn over the last year or so? Or I know you just went to Akron for their visit day. What things are you going to work on specifically this year on the bump? And listen, I'm not even going to get into how great of a catcher you are and why I think you should be with the tools of ignorance for the rest of your career because you're that good. But on the bump, Joe, what things are you learning about going from being a high school pitcher to being a college pitcher at the next level?
For being a college pitcher, you have to work around more guys. In high school, you can mostly just blow by some kids until you face the better hitters. Working around kids is one thing that I need to learn. Staying controlled is another thing. Using my pitches wisely because sometimes last year I would get into a high pitch count and waste a lot of pitches, walk a couple guys that I did not need to because I feel like I would need to work around them. And then just staying kind of not overthinking on the mound sometimes because I'll overthink where I have to throw the ball, then I'll start guiding it.
I can respect that. And I think everybody understands that's ever pitched. One of the things that we talked about some of the pitchers, Lane Rhodes, we talked to Logan Bell recently. The thing that they learned when they made the jump from high school to college is even though you're a strikeout pitcher, you're not going to blow it past everybody at the next level.
Yeah.
Everybody is good when you walk into that room. Is it going to be difficult, do you think, to make that change? Obviously, you still have another season of high school baseball. You've got your entire summer. Are you going to start working on your location and not necessarily striking people out, but getting them solid ground outs and grounding out into double plays and things like that. Not exactly trying to go in and whiff everybody that steps in that box?
I feel like this is the year for me to kind of do that. It's my year to practice on that because my jump to Akron, I kind of want it to be a quicker jump instead of having a longer jump. So I feel like this year is something to work on, stuff like that. But sometimes I would like to blow some by.
Who doesn't? Who
Yeah.
doesn't want to blow it past people?
But I feel like this year's more of a practice year for me, just to work on the stuff that I need to work on.
Now, I know you don't mean that intentionally, but when you talk about this year, what does this year mean to you? It's not a practice year as far as wins and losses go.
Yeah.
I know you guys have a lot to prove on the diamond, but before we get to that, you've got a lot to prove on the court. You guys just had a big win over Warren Harding. What does that do for your tournament hopes and dreams moving down the line?
I feel like it gives us a lot more confidence. We just lost the Struthers in a 77-75 overtime, which gave us more confidence going into our Warren game because we kind of took it personal because they beat us the first time. Mm-hmm. And we play Alliance tonight, which is another 6'6", 6'5" team, and we don't have that much height. But I love how our guys will work hard, put their nose in it, and just keep trying to get the rebounds, even though we don't have the height. And then for Dover, which will be a tough game for us, but I feel like with the confidence that we just pulled from Warren, and I feel like that will get us over the hump into beating them.
You guys are grinders, man, and that's the funny thing is a bunch of role players on a team that are looking to get to the next level, and I think that speaks more about Austintown Fitch because you get your occasional playmaker and guy that's going to stand out amongst the rest. But you have accepted the role player everywhere you go. You just want to go in and be one of the guys and want to win. What does that say about you, and where did you learn that trait from to just kind of fit in where you can get in?
So I kind of just want my team to succeed. So I want to fit in where I best could. So I'll try and help my team in any way possible. If it means go out there, score 5 points a night, I'll go out there and score 5 points a night. If they need a rebound, I'll get a rebound for them. And then I just want my team to win. That's mostly all. In any way possible, I'll go out there, put my nose in it, take charges, get rebounds, anything.
Which persona is that? Is that mom or dad that you're able to fit in so well with everybody around you?
It's more mom.
What's dad's persona?
I don't really know, to be honest. He's kind of that oddball.
Is that the beast that comes out of you on the mound?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! If you've ever seen your dad in the bleachers, I'm sure that's exactly what it is.
It is.
So, all right, let's talk about your role models. I know that your family means so much to you. What did it mean to have such great support growing up? Whatever you did, seemingly, Joe.
I couldn't thank them enough. It's amazing having my dad, my mom, and my sister, and a couple of my aunt and uncle. I love them so much dearly, and I couldn't get through all this without them. They made it kind of more easier with me through the support, and I just couldn't thank them enough.
What's one thing you have left to do in your senior checklist that you want to check that box this year?
Finish out with straight A's, so that's one thing I need to do.
What's that GPA at now?
3.8.
My goodness, look at this guy, the brains and the brawn. I like it.
Thank you.
All right, so that was one thing on the checklist for your senior year. What's one thing you want to do this summer that you're really looking forward to?
Make it back to Laredo. That's my biggest thing.
So correct me if I'm wrong on this story, but you gave away your jersey to go in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes.
Because your goal is that you want to get back next year and just keep that jersey.
Yes.
I love it, man. I love the confidence and the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, hey, you can have this one because I'm coming back next year. That is the confidence that I love about you, man. That it just exudes from you wherever they put you on the baseball field. Speaking of that, you can be put anywhere on that baseball field. Quite literally, where is your home on the field for you? And listen, I know you're a pitcher. You don't have to say on the bump. You can say somewhere else. Nobody's going to watch this.
Behind the plate.
I knew it. Yes. Yes, my guy. What is it about behind the dish that you love?
Because I love being the leader on the field. I like taking control of the things that need to be done. I love helping my teammates. That's one of my biggest things. Making sure they know where they're supposed to be and make sure what we need to do. So I love being behind the plate. I love just being in control of the game, just taking our time. That's my biggest thing.
And let's face it, there is nothing in the world like throwing somebody out or back picking somebody at first base.
No,
There's nothing like it in the world with
best
somebody
feeling.
getting their hand caught in the cookie jar.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, last one for you, Joe. Obviously, because we got to keep something for the next one because you got a part 2 coming
that's
in
it.
about I don't know a month or so. So let's go with who has been the biggest influence for you outside of your family on the man you are today.
I would have to say, I would have to go with you. I'm gonna be honest. I would have to go with you because the support that you have given us as student athletes and everything, I couldn't thank you enough with the coverage. You helped me with my recruiting process, getting film out there and everything. I couldn't thank you.
Dude, that is not at all what I wanted. I mean, I am honored. That this is a surreal moment for me because I'm in shock. So you turn the tables on me once again, Mr. Roth. Um, Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That it is the man that you are, the man that you're becoming, and the man. Wow, that says something. I'm honored. I don't know where to go from here. I think we're gonna wrap it because I'm about to tear up. Joe Roth, a legend in the halls of Austintown Fitch, on the base paths, behind the dish, and of course on the basketball court. You can catch him with the Flying Falcons this season right here on YSN. Joe, we appreciate your time. Looking forward to keeping watching you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.